Oh, great. Looks like it's working. Oh. Okay. Oh my goodness. Hi, everybody. So, I'm switching to stream it from my computer this afternoon since I'm having some trouble with my phone. Let me move it a little bit closer. And we're going to meet on the floor. Clearly a little confused. I'm sorry. We're going to meet on the floor in child's pose. So go ahead, grab your block if you'd like to use one today. As always, you do not have to. And let's sink back into our child's pose. So knees can come open nice and wide. Toes can come together. You can reach your arms as far forward as your body enjoys. And if that's uncomfortable on your shoulders, take as generous of a bend to your elbows as you desire. And if it doesn't feel so good to have your head all the way down to the floor, you can always stack your hands and make a pillow with your hands, or place your head on a block and start to relax into your breath, into this moment. As we're here in this child's pose, really focus on sending your breath to the back side of your body. So on your inhale, creating some space and expanding between each of your ribs. And on your exhale, perhaps your belly sinks a little bit more to your thighs. Your glutes and your heels might come a little closer towards each other. But it's totally okay if they do not. Throughout today's practice, if you find yourself in a stretch that started off feeling great and slowly starts to feel not so great, then just gently work your way out. Find a new place that you can stay, but it's better to just hold your stretch somewhat noticeable in one spot and breathe, as opposed to coming in and out of the stretch continuously. Also, think towards the idea that if your eyes are moving, your mind is moving, and just doing your best to either find one spot to relax your eyes or close them as you tune back into relaxing your breath, relaxing your body, and being in the moment. Let's take a few more breaths here in this opening asana of child's pose. And if you want to set an intention for today's practice, now is a wonderful time to do so, whether you're reflecting on a positive affirmation or just giving yourself some love, coming back towards your positive affirmation. Anytime you find your mind adrift can really help you just stay focused in this moment, in this breath, in this stretch, and feel your best. Last 2 or 3 slow, full cycles of breath here. And when you are ready, begin to press yourself up and come into tabletop. Stacking your hands, palms underneath of your shoulders. Spread your fingers really nice and wide like a starfish. And then start to move around, whether you're shaking your hips gently side to side, or maybe you're getting a little bit more of that traditional cat-cow. If you need more stretches into your back, you can continue to think towards your glutes coming closer to your heels. You've got a little more than a minute to do whatever feels good for you. And hopefully that block is nearby, because we're going to potentially use it for the next 2 postures after this cat-cow. Stay tuned into your breath even here. And if you find any tense or sticky spots, perhaps you hang out in them for a little bit longer. And just breathe. If you still find that you're having trouble staying focused on your breath, on the stretch, how your body is feeling, then simply tuning in to counting the length of time it takes for you to finish your inhale, the number of seconds it takes for you to enjoy your exhale is a great way to practice being a little bit more in the moment right now. All right, so if your block is far, bring it onto your mat. And then as you're ready, go ahead, tuck your toes under. We're gonna send hips up towards the ceiling, and then walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands. Feel free to bring a very generous bend, into your knees so that your belly is touching on your thighs. It is better to have your belly touching on your thighs for some support on your back, as opposed to hinging forward and nothing is touching, and this really puts some strain into your back. So find that bend of your knees so your belly and thighs are touching, and your hands might be on your block. As you're ready for more of a stretch into your hamstrings, start to lift your hips up, but your belly and thighs are still connected. Relax, release your hairline down towards the floor, so your eye gaze might be at the wall behind you. And simply be. If the floor feels far away, you can grab hold of your opposite elbow. You can always wrap your arms around your legs, but work to come into your stillness. Wherever it is, let your breath continue to be your guide. Can you relax your shoulders away from your ears? Shoulders coming away from your ears. A little engagement of your lats down towards your hips can also help bring your belly closer, oh my goodness, to your thighs and take some of the rounding out of your back. We've got just under a minute to go here. Next, we'll change the stretch from our hamstrings into our hips, so you can heel toe your feet out wider, maybe even match with distance apart. Heels in, toes out. Fingers can be on the floor as you start to bend your knees and come into a squat. Malasana. Yay! Now you can hang out right here and enjoy a bit of a challenge where you can shift that block to be right underneath of your glutes and sit yourself up. Make it a little bit easier. We are enjoying some yin. If you're using your elbows to press your inner thighs out wide, you can still really feel that amazing stretch at your hips and hip flexors. And sitting on a block is a great way to start getting your feet all the way down to the floor. We got 1 minute left to go here before we'll come back down to our mats. So tune back into your breath. Start to scan your body if you have not already from head to toe on your inhale. Just notice how and where you're feeling. Where might you have created that extra little crunch? And can you just let it go and create more space? One more long, slow, deep inhale, and then the longest exhale you've enjoyed today. As you finish, you can start to lean forward, bring your hands to the floor, Bring your knees to the floor. Let's go ahead, cross our ankles behind us, and then send your sit bones back and down so we made it into a seated position. Great. Open those feet up just enough so you can bring the soles of the feet together for a little bound angle with an option for some massage. So take a little hinge forward. If it feels good for you, you're welcome to bring some rounding to your back. But just ask yourself what feels good. If that does not feel good, come back to that straight spine. I'm massaging like from the heel, the arch of the foot, and just sending some lymph up towards the toes. Maybe you even decide that it feels good to massage between each of your toes or the balls of your feet. Let's start to sink into some stillness here. So you can fold forward as much as you want or don't want. Feel free to use your block. Once again, we've got 3 minutes in your bound angle. And if you don't like this forward fold, then I invite you to simply lay down on your back and take your bound angle from a reclining position. Why not? If you found that the outer thighs are not touching the floor at all, you can slide your block under your outer thighs, or you can walk or wiggle your toes closer towards the bottom of your mat. Hopefully, you decided that the forward fold or laying on your back felt good. Remember, if you come into any sort of a stretch and it goes from feeling okay to really not feeling good, to feeling pain, then ease your way out. But if it just feels uncomfortable, can you breathe through it? There's so many moments in the day, sometimes the whole day, to be honest, where things just aren't comfortable and you can't just walk away from it. You have to work through it. And this time, this practice on your mat right now really applies to the real life moments when we find ourselves in those uncomfortable situations and we need to react appropriately. So practice right now. Just tuning into your breath, being in the moment, being a little uncomfortable, and that it's okay. Last few breaths here to really relax and melt into your mind space. I bet you created such a fantastic stillness there. Go ahead, extend your legs out nice and long. You can bob your knees, windshield wipe your feet. We're going to come back up to a seated position with those legs long. If you reclined, sit yourself up. You can use your arms to help. And let's find some caterpillar. So we're coming back into a hamstring stretch, maybe a lot in the low back. If you're having trouble folding forward with your legs straight, because again, we want to find some support right here for the belly coming to your thighs. If your belly's not coming towards your thighs, go ahead, bend your knees, bring your belly to your thighs. Maybe you once again wrap your arms around your legs. Otherwise, take that big forward fold. You can enjoy some rounding in your low back. Can you flex your toes towards your face? Because if we were standing, your feet would have still been flat on the floor. And find a place or a way to relax your head. Don't just let it like dangle there. So maybe your hands come under your chin, or maybe your block comes to your head for some support. Focus on as much of the stretch as possible in the back of your legs, back of your thighs. Maybe you feel it a lot in your calves even. We got 1 minute to go. Last few breaths here. Once again in this forward fold, just like we had for our child's pose to begin with. So send those big breaths to the back side of the body, expanding your back ribs as much as you can. On your next inhale, low belly in, gently lift yourself up, bring your hands behind you, and take a nice supported back bend, squeezing your shoulder blades together, your chin, your eye gaze might stretch up towards the ceiling, and then chin back neutral to your chest. Walk your hands forward, so we're going to try and stack our shoulders on top of your hips. You might even need to walk your glutes back one at a time, just so we make sure that we're not leaning all the way back. Ideally, stacked spine, left leg long in front of you. Bring your right leg over the left and fully, firmly plant your whole right foot on the floor. So maybe you're able to bring that right leg high up towards your knee, and maybe your right leg is closer towards your calf. Right hand comes behind you close by the base of your spine, and your left hand can be wherever you need it to be to support you in a spine twist. Think towards opening your chest and shoulders as much as possible while grounding your sit bones, as opposed to just coming into a big twist and losing the stacking of your shoulders over your hips. So we're still staying stacked, belly stays pulled in, right foot stays planted on the mat. Just breathe. One more long, slow, deep inhale in your twist. And then your exhale, untwist. Keep your right leg crossed and bring your fingers to the outside of the left leg, little counter twist. As you bring both hands to the floor, you can generously bend your right knee, just gently looking behind you over your left shoulder. Take a couple breaths right here. On your next inhale, lift yourself up, both hands come behind you, extend your right leg long, take a moment, shake your shoulders out, maybe you bob your knees or windshield wipe your legs, and when you're ready, we're going to find that spine twist on the opposite side. So sitting yourself up, Maybe you need to walk those glutes back again. Right leg stays long this time, and left leg crosses over the right. Firmly plant the full left foot down on the floor. Left hand comes behind you like a kickstand. And remember, we're really trying to stay stacked. So you are like a tower, and we're trying not to be the leaning tower. And your right hand, maybe grabs hold of your mat for a little twist. Maybe your elbow comes to your left knee. Maybe you're just holding on with your shin. Belly pulled in nice and tight. Find that rotation. First through your chest and shoulders, and then with your head. We got 1 minute to go. Is your left foot still firmly planted, even the ball of the left foot to the floor? Next, we'll take that counter twist. So if you turn your head out of line with your heart, bring your head in line with your heart, twist your shoulders back forward, hands come to the right side of your body. Feel free to generously bend your elbows as you push your hands, palms down to the floor. Can you keep your left sit bone down on the mat as well? And carefully press yourself up on twist. Let's go ahead, uncross your legs, and lay down on your back. As you get there, draw your knees in towards your chest. Stretch your elbows down towards your hips. So maybe you're even giving yourself double or triple chins here. Getting a little work on the deep neck cervical flexor, trying to press your whole neck and spine against the mat. So check out too if there's any rounding of your shoulders away from the floor, and work to open it up. Even if you're you need to separate your legs a little bit wider. We got a couple breaths left here. Let's take a moment. As you're ready, hands can come to the floor. Send your legs up towards the ceiling. Just encourage a little lymphatic draining. Come right into your stillness. Toes can be pointed or flexed, whatever feels best for you, but keep your low back, your sacrum down on the mat, just sending a little bit more blood flow back to the heart. more breaths here. Come back to that scanning of your body, head to toe. Where can you relax a little bit more, even if nothing moves? In your mind, can you exhale and create a little bit more space? As you're ready, bring your knees back to your chest, and then 1 foot at a time. You can always release down to the floor. Extend your arms nice and wide into a T, and then shift your hips to the left side of the mat as your knees fall over to the right. If you want, you can even use your block and place your block between your thighs for the most optimal stacking of your hips, but find what feels good. Maybe your legs stay stacked. Maybe you extend your bottom leg, but keep your top leg bent, and place the shin of your top leg on a block. And let's hang out here for a while. So really set yourself up for success. Find that one spot to relax your eyes or close them. Every exhale, perhaps your left shoulder comes a little bit closer, a little more relaxed into your mat space. you extended your bottom right leg or changed your legs at all, slowly come back to both legs being stacked. And as you're ready, make your way onto your back. You can press the soles of both feet into the floor to help you to shift your hips over to the right and allow knees to fall heavy to the left. Whole new side of the body, no judgment, no expectation. Maybe your block came along with you and you're going to place your block between your thighs. Maybe you're going to extend your bottom leg. It does not need to look the same as the stretch you found on the opposite side, but other principles are still there. So you deciding how much you're stacking your hips, how much you're opening your chest and shoulders, and then just sinking into the nice long asana here. Back to your breath, back to your focus, your drishti, and just being kind to yourself. If you have not already taken that turn and twisted your head in the opposite direction, you're welcome to. I'm going to keep my head right here just so I can keep an eye on the time. We're almost at our final savasana. If you made any sort of adjustments with your head, if you turn to look over your shoulder, slowly begin to bring your head back in line with your heart. If you adjusted your legs, restack your legs together, and then gently roll to your back one more time. Use your feet to firmly plant your spine on the mat, and knees draw to chest for the last time today. Make a couple circles, just massaging your low back and sacrum down into the mat. And then gently change the direction of your circles. When you're ready, relax, release the soles of the feet down to the floor and extend your legs out nice and long. Heels touch, toes fall open, arms by your side, palms facing up towards the ceiling as we sink into a nice long savasana. Maybe a little bit longer than usual, but such a great reminder of how powerful this asana actually is. It is the opportunity for you to let all of your stretches, all of your positive intentions and thoughts really marinate within yourself and be things that you soak in to your system, into your heart, your soul, your mind, your body. So whether or not you set an intention for today, let's come back to some positive thought right now. What is something that has happened or will be taking place this week that just brings you so much joy and pride? Whether it's something that you did for yourself, that you intend to do for someone else, or something that someone has done for you. Is there a smile that can be brought to your face? Just reflecting upon some positivity. And maybe the nice thing that you did for yourself is simply showing up right now. Continue to use your inhales to breathe into your heart and your mind space how worthy you are. And on your exhale, just work to let go of your negative thoughts and feelings. Taking this time to simply focus on the positive. Even just the joy that this long, slow, deep inhale can bring. as we're getting closer to the end of our time together, your breath is relaxing even more. Long, slow, deep inhales in through your nose. Long, slow, deep exhales out through your nose or mouth. Sinking into your mat space, into this moment, and into your positive intentions, thoughts, and feelings. And even on the worst day when it's hard to think of something positive, you can still always just return to your breath, to the relaxation of a long, slow, deep inhale, and to the release of your exhale. I hope you'll stay here in this final Savasana for as long as honors and serves your body today, which might be longer than you want it to be. Maybe you even relax your breath here so much that you gently drift off. I do believe that's all the time that we have together. If you'd like to close out your practice with me, take a gentle wiggle of your fingers and a wiggle of your toes, but you're welcome to stay on the floor in your Savasana. Otherwise, slowly make your way into a comfortable seated position of your choice, our first Sukhasana of the day. Once you get there, taking a grounding, through your sit bones. Use your inhale to bring your arms all the way up overhead, shoulders away from your ears, hands, palms come together. Oh my gosh, hiccups, I'm so sorry. Relax your hands down to your heart center. In Namaskar, tuck your chin to your chest and bow to yourself one more time. Take that pride in showing up for you today, and if you want to set a positive intention for the rest of your day, for the weekend, please do. My current positive intention is that I'm filling my own personal cup, and every day I'm working towards giving a little bit of extra love to myself, for myself, with the intent that over time, day by day, so much self-love will spill out and over my cup and be able to be shared with others. But the number one person I'm currently focusing on is me. And I hope that you're able to take even one breath and moment today where the number one person you're able to focus on is you. Because if no one's told you today, you're special and you're worth it and you're worthy. If it feels right, you can bring your thumb up to your third eye, your drishti, and focus. Lift your heart, knowing that the light within me honors, sees, and is so thankful for the light within you. So please keep coming, keep shining, keep being your best self and filling your own personal cup. And together, as we continue to do and be our best, we encourage those around us to feel the same. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful rest of your practice, and I can't wait to see you again soon. Namaste.